There was another video where it was like in a front yard, and some dog went after a kid, and the cat came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and fucked up the dog. Yeah.
That's some beautiful shit, right?
That
there,
is
man.
beautiful.
Yeah,
You got a pet that will help you.
You would think the cats wouldn't do shit. You know, you would think that they wouldn't do shit, but probably most of them won't do shit to protect their.
Well, they think of that baby as like a part of their family. That's like they would.
Well,
do
right
the
there,
same.
look at that, dude.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
look
it's
at that.
crazy.
Look at that. Whoa.
It's like
Just save that baby.
Sit
How
down,
does
baby.
how does this like how
It
smart is
just
this
knows.
cat?
They're smart. I mean, they think of a baby as like part of their family. You know.
Or they could be thinking, okay, the mother of this baby is my provider. I gotta protect everything.
I don't think they think like that. I think they think that that's like one of their family. I think that's what they think. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you when a coyote honeypotted my dog Johnny? Remember Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Johnny Cash, which was
The
after
giant
Frank?
mastiff. The mastiff.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had chickens, right? And chickens, they brood. And what a brood is like sometimes chickens, when there's no rooster, they're convinced, like chickens lay eggs every day, pretty much. And they don't turn into chicks because there's no rooster to fertilize the egg, right? Rooster fucks the hen lays an egg, that egg's viable, it becomes a chick.
Yeah.
But the chickens don't know that. So sometimes they get it in their head that this egg is going to be a baby. And so they pluck their own feathers out and they sit on this egg. If you come near them, they peck at you and they're brooding. And they won't lay an egg for a long time. And to get them out of the brooding, what you have to do is you have to take them from their big chicken coop and then you have to put them in a small chicken coop where they have to hold onto a railing. So they can't sit down on the ground and brood, and there's no egg in there. So they have to sit on this railing and hold. If you keep them there for a few days, they snap out of it. Then you put them back in the chicken coop. Well, this fucking coyote was so smart that it became friends with Johnny. And Johnny was like this giant dog. He was fucking huge. He was 140 pounds, this big old fucking head. And this other chicken coop was small. So we had the big chicken coop that was protected from coyotes and such. And then the small chicken coop that you would put the brooders in. And so somehow or another, this coyote became friends with Johnny. And the pool guy fucked up and he left the gate open. So the gate was open to where the chicken coop was. And the coyote convinced Johnny to destroy this little chicken coop. And so, like, he couldn't do it. He was too little. The coyote's like 30 pounds, but Johnny's like $140. And the coyote couldn't eat Johnny because he was huge. But he thought this coyote was his friend. And so I'm sitting there, we're playing some kind of game. I forget we're playing Monopoly or some shit. And we're looking out the window, and I see a fucking coyote running through the backyard with a chicken in his mouth. And he hops on top of... Bro, we had like a 6-foot fence. This coyote jumped to the top of that fence like an acrobat. Put his paws, his 2 front paws, and then his back paws with a chicken in his mouth and sprung over the fence. I was like, motherfucker. And we ran outside. I'm like, how did this fucking coyote get a hold of the chicken? How'd this happen? And then I went over to where the chicken coop was, and there's Johnny just sitting here with this destroyed chicken coop looking at me like, what did I do? And I was like, what the fuck did you do, man? He destroyed the chicken coop. The coyote convinced him to get into that chicken coop because it couldn't do it. So he tore the chicken coop apart, and the coyote's like, thank you, snatch, see ya, pew.
Yo, that's crazy.
Crazy. But then Johnny got a taste of chickens. He decided that, oh, well, I should kill chickens too. And Johnny was huge. So another time, someone else left the fucking fence open, and Johnny just went through the chicken coop, the big one, because he was so big. He just fucking tore it apart. And he killed 9 chickens. And by the time I got to him, like, we looked out the window. It was like, why is Johnny in the chicken coop? Fuck! And we ran outside, and he had torn a hole in the chicken coop and just went ham. So we had like 19 chickens left, and he killed 9 of them.
Fuck.
And there's a few that were still alive that were fucked up. Like big old fucking puncture wounds in them and shit, where he was just shaking them. And then he would
And
go
whatever
on to the
happened
next
to
one.
Johnny Cash?
He died.
Of old age?
Yeah. It was sad.
How long ago was that?
Quite a while ago. He was 13. It was real sad.
It was like 10 years ago?
It was real. At the end, man, he couldn't even walk. I used to have to carry him outside, and then he would go to the bathroom, and then I'd carry him to his food. It was sad.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
That's how one of my cats got cancer, and man, you just watch him die slowly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you know a lot of dogs and cats get cancer from dog food? Like the kind of food like dry kibble, not all of it, I don't want to disparage all of it, but a lot of dry kibble is just not good for them.
Yeah.
Well, I switched Marshall to this frozen food. It's raw frozen food. And dude, it changed his health so much. He lost body fat, he gained energy, he looks better. It's like, it just makes sense. It's like meat, it's frozen meat and potatoes and like green beans and shit, and he fucking loves it. You serve it to them frozen. You just pour it in, you scoop it out, serve it in their bowl, and he fucking goes nuts for it. But it's like changed his health. And I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't do that early. There's a couple of companies that do that. Like there's like Farmer's Dog that's really good. There's a bunch of different companies that have real food. It's real food. It's like human grade food that you serve to your dogs. So like, yeah, of course. Of course. You ever eat a piece of fucking dog kibble? It tastes so bland and such bullshit. It's just filler, and who knows, not all of them. Again, so I'm sure some of them are good. But a lot of them, it's just like, what's in there? What the fuck is in there?
Yeah. Especially when I was growing up, we would get a gigantic bag of plain wrapped dog food.
Yeah. Like generic dog food.
Generic,
shit.
giant fucking sack,
Yeah.
dude.
It keeps them alive, but it's not, they don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I started serving him elk meat. So what I would do is I would get some of the elk that I would kill. I would get it ground. I'd get it ground up, and then I would give him like a chunk of that in his food.
I was going to ask you that. I was like, give him the stuff you hunt.
Yeah, and I was like, this is so much better for him. Like he loved it, but this is like balanced. Like it's balanced. It's like cubed beef. Like it's like little. I mean, you look at it. It's fresh. It's just fresh frozen little cubes of beef and like green beans and blueberries and shit. And dude, it's changed him. Like he's like thin now. He lost 10 pounds. He was like 86 pounds. Now he's like 75 pounds. He looks fucking great. He's got so much energy. It's just like he was developing all this body fat, and it's like just processed food, man. It's just like humans. If you gave a human cereal every day, they're gonna look like shit. It's just not good for them.
Yeah, most disease, I'm sure, is caused by what we put in our mouths.
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of it. A lot of
be.
it is bad food and then environmental factors, right? I was reading about this thing where dudes who cut countertops in California